So we're going to do a demonstration drive, just to show the sort of things that we might talk about as we're going around town, and in various circumstances. It's all about forward planning, seeing what's about and acting accordingly. Interesting now that it's snowing today, so that'll be fun. But we need to demist before we do anything, so we'll just, if you'll forgive me, I'll just drop the snow off your window. This is going to be fun. So as part of my routine, I've checked around the car, make sure there's no damage to the exterior and to the tyres. Quick look underneath, make sure there's no fuel or oil leakages. Once I'm in, handbrake neutral, got myself comfy, turned the ignition on, I've made sure the lights that should come on have come on, all the warning systems. Once I start the engine, put a little bit of pressure on the wheel. I'll run through it again just so I can demonstrate it. So put the ignition on, make sure the lights have come on that should come on, and the ones that have gone off that should gone off. That's the self-test, we'll all do that. Handbrake neutral. I'm applying a little bit of pressure on the wheel and a little bit of pressure on the brake so that when I start the engine, I can know that I've got power assisted steering and vacuum assist on the brakes. The warning lights have gone off that I expect they've gone off. The rev counter is responding normally. I have enough fuel for the journey we're about to make. We're good to go. I'm familiar with the layout and controls of the car. I'll do a running brake test as soon as we get started. So obviously I've felt the pressure on the brake and noted that everything seems to be working okay. We've got it all set up the way we want. We can see out of the windows. All aboard the Skylark. So making 100% sure that it's safe to go. So even though it would be unusual for somebody to be behind, it still could be, so that's just making sure. The light was on all the time, I think. This is going to be fun later on. Watching for the pedestrian movement here. Chances are here that if somebody's coming from the building to their car, they're going to be running to avoid the snow and might not be paying attention. I'm easing back here to let that red car get out of the way so that I can gently accelerate up this hill in case it's slippy. Over the new road, checking my mirrors. We're going to take the next road to the right. There's a car already gone that way, which tells me that there's no blockages there, otherwise he would have braked. Keeping an eye on the pedestrian, checking my mirrors, see what's happening behind. The mirrors are going to pop a signal on, let them know where I'm going. I'm going to take second gear, but not slow down with it, but maintain the speed of sustained change. Nobody ahead. And turn into the road. Just the right amount of acceleration to keep the car balanced. One emerging right, one emerging left. I'm happy the one on the right isn't coming, the one on the left's already gone. Again, more traffic emerging, mirrors, keep an eye on what's happening. Watching for those wheels turning. Pedestrian lights around the corner. Has anybody pressed the button? No. Positioning slightly out to the right. Well, they might press the button. The second set of lights has already changed. Check my mirrors. I'm just going to ease off the gas. I'm not slowing anybody down behind me. And I'm going to give those lights a chance to change. So I'm going to eco driving here. I'm not unnecessarily stopping. The car coming up behind us now. Watching again for pedestrians making the rush because they're in the snow. She's going to be tempted. As you can see, she's toying with the idea of stepping out and keeping my eyes on my mirrors. Make sure nobody's coming up out the outside of me. Final check of the pedestrians aren't going to go. Off we go. Junction ahead, see the pedestrians scuttling across, check the mirrors. A bit of a gap behind me, so I could brake firmly if I needed to. Well, I wouldn't want to because there's slippery road surface going right at the end. Mirrors, pop a signal on. Trying to get an early view. It's reasonably busy. We're declutching at this point to run it smooth. Sliding first gear. Vehicle from the left, which he's just pulled in front of. Limited visibility here, so I'm going to take it steady. He's turning left, starting to turn now, so I'm happy to connect. I can see the reflection of the pedestrian lights in the window. They're on green. Now they're changing, so mirrors, just easing back. Again, gently, turn that back on. Also keeping seats and steering. See what I mean about people just wondering. Well, I was aware of them. Again, checking into the new road, see if there's anything I can see already. Keeping my eye on the mirrors. Checking in the windows of the shops over there. See that there's a few cars waiting. Watching for pedestrians and cyclists. Because like that other guy, there we go. Somebody taking the chance. Somebody might be tempted to follow. Let him make a move first, make sure everybody stood still. Aware that these cars, the one in front of us, might stop and look for a parking space. There he has. Bus emerging, mirrors. Keep an eye on what's happening. There's some traffic coming towards. I see some brake light activity at the bottom of the hill. Tells me the lights are probably on red. So I'm starting to think about that now. There might be on green when I get there. Mirrors. Car behind's maintaining a reasonable distance. Watching that one emerging. The pedestrians loose. I'm happy they're not going to cross now. One emerging. Keep an eye on this guy because he's not stopping. The taxi, that's probably why. Oh, slightly judgmental. We'll go right at the end of the road. Mirrors. Pop a signal and let people know what I'm doing. No braking from the bus. There he is now. So again, we can get some indications. Reasonable flow of traffic. Keep an eye on it. Having a look in the new road. The traffic there is moving slowly for some reason. Could be that the pedestrian lights around the corner are already on red. I'm going to go handbrake neutral because we're going to be here a while. Can't see the lights lit up, so either the red bulb is gone or the lights aren't working. So just keeping an eye on that. Scanning all the time. The traffic's now coming. We're stopping this block in the junction. So I'm not going to make a move into that junction even if I get the green light. So the red light was off, the bulb was off at that side. I'm going to select first. But I don't think we're going to be able to clear this junction. Right, so I'm going to go back to red, so I've not committed myself to anything and just sat still. Handbraking back to neutral. So I never really want to enter a junction unless I know my exit's clear, which is not what these people have done here. So they're going to have an impact on us, so I'm planning for it already. So the traffic's still slow going that way, so that's not the pedestrian crossing holding that up. There's something else causing a problem there. Possibly a larger vehicle parked at the side of the road, narrowing it down to one lane, that kind of stuff. Again, I'm aware of it. We should be getting the green light reasonably soon. Keep an eye on this traffic stopping or let me know what's happening. Still keeping my eyes out for pedestrians and wandering around. Because we've been here a while, I might even be tempted to check in the blind spots before I move. So the red van has stopped. Get ready to go. Blind spot before we go. Looking into the road, we are going to be able to clear that junction, so I'm happy to go over the stop line. Scanning up the new road as quickly as I can. Whatever the problem is over the brow of that hill. Traffic's moving, but very slowly. This has also probably been causing a bit of an issue. I'm going to position early here. I'm not going to go into that gap until I know I can clear the other side. Otherwise, I'm going to be the meat in the sandwich. And I don't fancy that. Keep an eye on my mirrors as we're around. This wagon driver might be tempted to pull away. He's certainly going to open the door without looking. Yep. I've got my eye on him. I'm happy he's not going to do that. Watching for traffic emerging from this junction. Mirrors. Maintaining a reasonable distance here because of the poor visibility and the potential of the road being a bit slippy because the temperature has dropped. We're on 0.5 degree centigrade. So there's possibility of slippy places. Traffic lights. Nobody's pressed the button, so we should be safe. But it looks like somebody's pressed the button earlier across the road. We were aware of it, so it wasn't a sudden stop. And I knew there was plenty of room behind me. Keep an eye on this person. They're thinking about it. We didn't. But I was ready just in case. One emerging left. So I'm not sure what this guy's doing. I'm not happy about it, so I'm just keeping an eye on my mirrors. End of the road, we're going to go right, so I'm going to take the right lane early so that I don't get hemmed in. Pop the signal and let people behind know what I'm up to. So the lights are on red. There's a chance they might change to green. There we go. By just notching off the gas a little earlier, if I was taking the lower gear now, I might be able to keep moving. Depends how quickly these people do it. Take another look here. Watch it to the right. Light shouldn't change, but I'm aware of it. Big gap behind me, so we're safe there. Again, I'm going to try and keep the car moving if I possibly can. So that we're not coming completely to a stop, which causes more use of fuel to get it back up to speed. It's not looking likely, so just going to come to a stop and relax. Start planning for when we might go. Probably after this wave fan. Got a chance to go there early because somebody came around and blocked the wave fan from coming out. Looking up the new road, there's no immediate problems up there. Don't see any traffic queues, that kind of stuff. I'm going to take the right hand lane early because I'm going to turn right a little further up. If I don't take it now, I'll get hemmed in. See the snow starting to build up on the road now, so being very careful. I'm going to go right and try to get an early view into that road. This is where people start panicking now and radically adjusting their driving. Wet snow like this is just the same as rain. It's hoping to try and time it for a gap, which is just after this Range Rover. Got my eyes into the new road. There's more build up of snow here because the traffic hasn't cleared it. Pedestrian left, got my eye on him, keeping my eye on the mirrors. He's thinking of crossing the road, so I've just eased off. Taxi pulled over on the left with his indicator on. He may just pull away once she gets in the car. Mirrors, nobody behind. Can brake firm if I need to. Pedestrians wandering around here as well. I'm watching out for brake light activity, which might indicate the car's going to pull away. And obviously pedestrian activity. Car doors open without looking because everybody's in a hurry to get out of the snow. I've got my eye on the road I'm going into. There's a red car. Looks like he might be reverse parked. Decided against it. Brake lights are on that Peugeot, so I'm not sure what he's doing. Mirrors, got my eye on him. Again, that car was looking for a parking space. It's just not very good at reverse parking. I'm just going to hang back here. Let this guy make his own mind up. But I didn't invite him across. I wasn't happy that this person was going to be sufficiently out of my way, so I waited. Steamed up, no demister on that car obviously. And looking at the junction when we get there, we're going to go left. So it doesn't look too busy traffic wise going our way. I'm aware that it might be slippy here, so I'm avoiding braking hard at all costs. Pop a signal, let people know where I'm going. We're in the right gear. Avoiding harsh acceleration here because of the build-up of snow. This is going to get interesting very soon, isn't it? Until you start work?
Phone. It's been there.
Take much snow to make people panic and start driving in a radically different way, which is clearly not helpful. So again, potential issues here might be motorcycles coming up the outside, cyclists coming up the inside. We shouldn't have pedestrians because there's a fence there, but that doesn't mean that we won't. It wouldn't be the first time I'd seen somebody vault the fence and run across, so I'm just aware of it all the time. The lights at the very end have gone to green. They're more than likely going to be on red again by the time we get there. See the reflection on the side of the wagon. There's traffic to contend with coming in from the left. Because we're travelling a little slower because of the traffic, because everybody's panicking, there's not so much to talk about. Potential hazards here. Because there's a queue of traffic behind us. Some of these cars coming down on the right might be trying to force their way across to the left because they see there's a way of taking a shortcut. So I'm aware of that. I'm not going to commit to crossing this junction until this stoplight rather, until I'm sure I can get out the other side, which I can't. So I'll just come gently to a stop. So does that help? So it's everything's accounted for. Or as much as I can. And you can't talk about everything. spot check. Nobody coming around the junction, I'm happy about that. So although the bus was indicating right, I knew it was coming left here. Bit of local knowledge. Blue lights on an ambulance behind us. The chances are they're coming on this road because we're heading towards the hospital, so I'm keeping an eye on it. There you are, so I'm going to tuck in left. I'm going to keep moving, but I'm allowing him a place to go past. The last thing you want to do is panic and stop. It also means I don't get hemmed in at the side of the road by people going past me. I'm going to ease back to allow the bus to come back out because he's done the same as me. So because he's public spirited, I'll be the same. How nice are we? Keep an eye on the traffic coming ahead. There's nobody in the right hand lane, which would indicate nobody's coming this way, but I'm aware of it just in case. Checking that junction, I'm happy that that's clear. See brake light activity ahead, probably because of the ambulance. So those vehicles that have pulled over are probably going to pull out. So I've got my eye on them. You didn't. So you're going to cross, is he not? Mirrors. Reasonable gap behind, so we're safe. Started to walk, so we knew we pressed the button, so I'd already started to slow down. The guy behind's keeping a sensible distance back, which is good. I'm also aware that the guy behind him isn't keeping the same gap. So that guy behind could get walloped and thrown into us. I have experience of that. So checking ahead, I see brake light activity just before the bend. That probably tells me those next set of lights are on red. So I can plan for it already. Guy behind's leaving a lovely gap, which is the smart thing to do. I can clear the box junction, so I'm happy to go into it. So those lights have just gone to green. We're going to go left. There's a good chance they're going to go red by the time we get there. So I'm just easing back now. Take a slightly wider position to get a view. Whereas I'm going to pop a signal on, take the lower gear. Lights haven't changed, but I was aware of the pedestrians as well. Looking into the new road. It's amazing how the queues appear in this weather. It is a little slippy. A little slippy. Just feel a little bit of loss of traction there as we came on the hill. So I'm aware of I need to be planning even further ahead. Got my eye on this taxi or this car that's parked with the hazards on and the door open. Brake light activity here, he might be coming out. Brake lights on the white car there, there's a good chance he's about to reverse into that parking space. There's the reversing lights going on now. Pedestrian took my life in their own hands. So I'm coming up steady, I can stop here comfortably. Lots of activity now. Nobody allowing themselves space to do what they need to do. So I'm going to leave this kind of gap and just keep myself out of trouble here. Because this guy might feel the need to reverse back to let him out. I'm just keeping an eye on him all the time. Blind spots before I pull away. Again, keeping an eye out for brake light activity and exhaust and smoke coming out of these cars here. I leave a nice big gap in front of me. The guy behind's done the same behind, so I can adjust if somebody does need to get. Once the traffic goes around the corner, it looks like it's moving away freely, so that would probably indicate that there's no taxis parked outside that office. You probably felt the wheel spinning a little bit there. I'm going to stay with first gear and just steady, keep an eye on the pedestrians. Don't want any sudden movements. Brake light activity ahead tells me that next set of lights probably on red. So I can see the reflection of the window of the car around the corner. Yep. Left here. Mirrors. I'm looking across the car park. See some pedestrians about to cross the road, so I'm aware of them, and they've gone, so we're fine. There's another one crossing. Yeah, the guy behind us again, leaving a beautiful gap behind us. Maintain momentum all the time. We don't want to stop on a hill when it's slippy like this. We're now below freezing, so this is going to get very interesting. So this is the sort of weather you've got to look at and think, journey you're making strictly necessary. Because once this freezes, this is going to get real slick. So we're coming down a hill in these conditions. It shouldn't be frozen yet. Thank you for that, I was ready for it. Again, our friend behind had such a big gap. I braked really, really gently. I got a left at the end, checking my mirrors, got my eye on the BMW. Wait till I get past him to pop the signal on. And I'm going to try and keep the car rolling, which is much better in these circumstances. We've got a gap. He's going to turn right, so he's going to stop. So I'm easing back now, so that I don't have to rush up there and put any brakes on. He will more than likely take the gap after this next car. Oh, he thought about going in front of it. Which means that I can just roll up nice and gently behind him. I've not had to use the brake, nothing sudden. I've seen what's about me and I haven't counted for it to the next one on the right. My friend behind him again being very sensible and keeping the right size gap. But again, if you look at the car behind him, right up behind him. So I'm going to say the guy in that silver car is an advanced driver. Now, this is very slippy. So I'm going to bring it to a stop early. And just let it trundle down very gently. Nothing sudden. So when this first fell, it was slightly wet. And then it's frozen. And then it's got some snow on the top of it. That makes this unbelievably slick. That's going to make for an interesting journey for you to work, I think, because that's getting really slippy. And we are in only necessary journey territory here, because it's staying below zero. This is going to get dangerous soon.
It'll be even better when I'm out at work.
Yeah. How was that?
It's good.
Does that help to see the sort of thing?
Terminology.
Well, did you notice how the driving was? Was there any sensation of slowing or speeding up? No sideways motion. Everything's just completely relaxed. The reality is, though, driving in that manner will probably take your average speed up, which seems crazy. Doesn't seem like that would be even possible. Get rid of those.